10 out of 10, we didn't want y'all. The ones who are passport bros, we didn't want. And that's on everything.
In their white zaddy's footsteps by trying to colonize unconquered women in other countries with their passports? Are the ninjas doing what their white daddy did and taking their
Traditional women? No, y'all want women y'all can control and abuse and tear down. That's what y'all.
These other women in other countries, what white men did to black men when they came to Africa. Instead of the good book, it's a passport.
Ultimately, I don't feel any type of way about the passport bros because you find your happiness where you find it. And if they have trouble dating United States, that is best suited for them. And I have no problem with that. And women, same thing. If you're finding a hard time dating where you live in a certain state or city or country, go someplace else. It's everybody's privilege. And I even just heard, like, there's this whole term about sexual tourism, and women got it real bad. Like, we're talking about the passport bros, but apparently there are places that women can go where it's like, pick your boyfriend for the week. I was like, what?
Welcome to Manosphere Daily, the only channel where we say what every man's thinking but nobody's allowed to say out loud. This isn't about hate, it's about truth. Hit that like button, subscribe, and join the movement.
Can we have a serious conversation about the LBHs, passport bros, like whatever you want to call them? I just don't understand how the most basic level men can leave America, travel to these other countries, and just pull absolute tens, like the hottest girls that you will ever see. And these men, like men that we wouldn't even look twice at, are just pulling them and convincing them to date them. Like, I truly don't understand it. Can someone please explain to me how this is happening and how these men are able to get away with it? Also, like, how can we stop this? It's out of control, and it's getting to a point where it needs to be stopped.
Passport bros flying into Medellin, Colombia, you're not welcome anymore. Things have changed. About 2 to 3 weeks ago, immigration has started a new process. If you are a single male, non-Colombian, flying into Medellin, they're going to take your phone and they're going to look at your Tinder, your WhatsApp messages, all of your messaging apps, photos, videos, reading your messages, translating them. So if you're coming here looking for tourism, you can and will be sent back to your country. The whole country has collectively been working together to try and stop this type of tourism. They don't want passport bros here.
Really?
American women are losing their minds. Why? Because the men they used to ignore have stopped chasing. And not only that, they've left the country. They're finding peace, love, and respect overseas, while modern women sit online, mocking, crying, and pretending not to care. But deep down, it's panic, because the passport bro movement isn't just a trend, it's a message. Men have had enough.
Hey, passport bros, help me understand your logic here, because I really don't get it. So you complain about American women, how they're of no value, they're just after you for your money, they just seem like too much work to get, not feminine enough or submissive enough. Your solution is to pack up all the things you know, leave all the people you love, move to a country you're not familiar with, to a place where their language might not be your own, in a new culture, to maybe meet a woman that will be very obviously into you because of your money. How is this? It just seems like a lot of work. If working to get a woman is the thing you're trying to avoid, that just seems like a lot. So I don't know if you guys follow the Reddit account of passport bros. I do. It seems like almost every post is about how it doesn't actually work. Women in these countries, they're going to use you for your money, but then have a more connection with the men that actually speak their language, men that are actually within their culture. They're just laughing behind your back because they know that they're just using you for your wallet, the thing you were trying to avoid by leaving America to begin with. Make it make sense.
Bro, it's like so hard nowadays to like find a good woman. You know, I feel like the only way to do that is to go to a third world country, man. It's like they know what's up. They like know the values. And I just like really want to take advantage of a young woman from a third world country and like dangle a pathway out of intense poverty like in front of her face so that like I could take her back home with me and like take her to a place where she has no family and friends, and so that way if she wants to leave me, like she can, bro. And like that way I could like have a mommy maid forever. And like what I really want in life is to like book my mommy maid forever, bro. Doesn't that sound like amazing?
It started with a few men sharing their stories, showing happy relationships abroad, genuine feminine women, and actual peace. No drama, no games, no constant power struggles. And what did modern women do? They laughed. They said, "Those women just want your money." But here's the irony. That's exactly what Western women have been demanding for decades. Men with money, status, and lifestyle. So when men realized they could get that same respect and peace without the attitude, they packed their bags. Now the same women who once said, "We don't need men," are suddenly asking, "Where have all the good men gone?" Well, they're gone. Literally.
So the passport bro movement is proof that men need women. It also speaks to how women don't give a crap and we don't need you at all. Men will say, well, how is this proof that we need women? Think about it. You're going to leave your entire country on a trip for kitty cat. This is beyond sad. And I love this for men.
Now, I don't have nothing personally against passport bros. I'm not a passport bro myself, but in all honesty, men and women need each other. And I think the stark contrast between men is men don't go out here saying that we don't need women or we don't want women. Women are the only ones that are doing that. And not that I really have an issue with it, it just doesn't make any sense to me, because at the end of the day, there are some people who are going to be happy being single. There are some people who aren't going to want a partner. But on the other end, there are also people who think they're going to be happy being single for the rest of their life until they actually have to live in their truth. If you don't support the passport bros, that's fine. But I just don't understand why you would be making a video about people that you claim that you don't care about. If you don't care about these guys that you deem as like lesser value than you, then why even make the video? Why even sit here and clown them? And I really don't understand what y'all expect these guys to do. Like, they just want to go somewhere where they feel like they're valued. Is it the best solution? Probably not. But at least they are trying to do something to get what they want. And, you know, a lot of women who hate on these passport bros, I'm just going to be 100% honest. A lot of y'all only are sitting here crapping on those passport bros because y'all don't meet the qualifications to get the type of man that you want in the United States. Like, we need to get to this point where we can just let people be happy with their choices. Date whoever you want, do whatever you want to. But if you're not getting the results you want, there's no need to sit here and talk about what other people do when you yourself are not getting the results that you want.
There are videos everywhere. Women walking up to men in public, trying to flirt, trying to get attention. And these guys just walk away. No hostility, no shouting, just quiet rejection. And that silence hurts more than any insult ever could. Because for years, men were the ones getting laughed at, ghosted, or friend-zoned. Now the tables have turned. Women are realizing it's not just one man ignoring them. It's an entire generation choosing peace over pressure, simplicity over stress, and respect over rebellion.
What a passport bro was until one of my recent videos did well. Now I have the misfortune of knowing what the fuck that is. And my only question is, who's going to tell them? Who is going to tell these men that American women are some of the last demographics of women to catch up with what we're talking about right now? You think Russian women are going to put up with your shit? You think Asian women are going to go 50-50 with you on the bill? You think French women are going to sleep with you just because you showed up? Oh, who's going to tell them? The reason why you can't find a traditional woman in America anymore is because there's no such thing as a traditional home or family structure because of the way our economy is fucking us all over right now. And I think it's ironic that American women, in response to this, are going, oh, I can make my own money and I don't have to have kids and go through the painful process of labor and raising children alone, and I don't have to pretend to like someone's grubby little son in order to make ends meet, in order to survive. I have literally all the options in the world. Oh, I'm going to be a career woman and I'm going to be alone. And men's response to this is, better renew my passport, because you guys are the ones who are afraid to be alone. You guys are the ones who would rather fly to a foreign country and find a wife than be alone.
The harsh reality? Men finally understood their worth. They don't have to tolerate being treated like an option. They don't have to beg for basic appreciation. And they don't have to date women who treat partnership like a competition. Meanwhile, these strong and independent women are discovering that independence doesn't feel empowering when no one's interested. See, you can't mock men for years, call them trash, and then expect loyalty, marriage, or protection when it's convenient. Now that men are gone, they're realizing what they lost: stability, leadership, love, and legacy. And you can see it in their tone now. The fake confidence is fading.
Let's talk about passport bros. Here's the first thing you need to know about these walnuts. Have you noticed that the ones who are chanting passport bros are the same ones that are also chanting about how they don't want to pay for dates? So they basically want you to believe that they can't afford dinner, but they can afford a passport and a flight out of the country. Second of all, they're in for a rude awakening, and I'm kind of here for it. We all know that the bar is in literal hell in the United States, and they are going to find that when they leave the United States, that women's standards are actually higher. So the only women they'll be getting are the ones that they're paying for, or women from impoverished areas that are desperate. And if you're thinking, damn, that sounds predatory.
The passport brothers aren't running away from women. They're running toward peace. They're looking for women who value family, kindness, and femininity. Women who understand that respect goes both ways. They're not chasing beauty. They're chasing balance. And that's what terrifies modern women the most. Because deep down, they know they can't compete with women who actually bring peace, loyalty, and gratitude to the table.
Black men back in the day weren't like this. Growing up, I actually never saw young Black American men in Thailand. I always saw older Black men, usually always retired vets. And yes, they were married to Thai women, but there was always this like mutual love and respect for Black women. They always respected us here. Like, in fact, they all looked at me like I was their niece or little sister. Like, being your people on the other side of the world should make you happy. Should like spark something in you that like, you're on the other side of the world. Why are you making hate pieces and think pieces about Black women? Your mother looks like me or a variation of my skin complexion. Why do y'all dislike Black women so much? Now, this is not all Black American men, but y'all passport bros, stop with the, oh, Black women are following us here to Asia, to Thailand. Again, I've been living here for 14 years since I was 16 years old. So you know I know what I'm talking about when I tell you, you weren't here, okay? This was 2011. You weren't here. You weren't thinking of Thailand. You probably didn't even know where Thailand was on the map. And that's no shade, I'm just saying. To just clear any rumors, Black women aren't coming to Thailand to date. However, nobody wants to be by themselves. Everyone wants and needs love. So when you hear us talking about our experiences, it's not putting Black men down, it's just sharing what we go through as women in a foreign country.
So now, the same women who once said, we don't need men, are watching men prove that they don't need them either. And that's the real heartbreak. Not that men left, but that they finally learned they were never the problem.
American women didn't want me, so I went to the beach and found a much hotter Latina that does want me and looks way better than all these salty girls that are getting mad at all the good-looking men that are, 35, 37 with money. She is 20 years old, by the way, are leaving behind the masculinity, leaving behind the entitlement for beautiful, feminine, submissive.
Men, your peace, your freedom, and your value are worth more than any validation. If walking away brings you clarity, do it without guilt. This is Manosphere Daily. If you stopped chasing chaos and started choosing peace, hit that like, subscribe, and comment, I chose peace. Because sometimes the strongest move a man can make is leaving the noise behind.
Girl does not cook. She does not clean.
Yes, I
Please
do. I do cook and clean. I cook and clean
on girlfriend level, not on wife level, okay? When I'm the wife, I will start doing more. Now I'm girlfriend. What do you want me to do? Cook for you every day when I'm doing you're crazy? That is what it means. I cook and clean on the level at which I am, which is a girlfriend.
Y'all still dealing with this bullshit because we out.
Today's episode of Manosphere Daily. If you enjoyed the content, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified as soon as a new video is out. Share your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.